4 years ago, my stomach became paralyzed inside me, and so this is the story time on how that happened in honor of today being the 4-year anniversary of my stomach quitting on me. So to start out, I've had POTS or dysautonomia since I was 12 years old. I've always had GI issues with that, but one fateful week in October of 2021, these GI issues were a lot worse, a lot more pronounced than usual. I was very flared up. I had absolutely no appetite. Everything was making me incredibly nauseous, and I was incredibly fatigued constantly. These are all normal symptoms for me, but it was much worse than usual. And then it was the weekend, and I was going to have a horse show. It was a 2-day horse show, Saturday, Sunday. So on Saturday, I didn't want to eat all day before the horse show, and I couldn't figure out why, so I forced myself to eat some mashed potatoes beforehand. I did the horse show. I came home. Stomach still felt off. That night, my parents went out to dinner, and I was at home still wondering why I felt so sick and had no appetite. I ate some mini pickles and some other random things, and then all of a sudden, I was feeling very, very sick. Felt like I was going to throw up, so I called my parents, made them come home. I started feeling better after a while. My parents came home. Everything was fine. But then the next morning, I woke up for my second day of the horse show. I ate 7 club crackers and then immediately was on the bathroom floor trying not to throw up for hours in agony. Eventually my mom forced me to go to the ER. I got fluids, they sent me home, they're like, "You're good." I said, "Okay, girl." I have a very vivid memory of that night at home drinking some water, standing by the counter after I got home from the ER and being like, I feel like this is gonna turn into something. Lo and fucking behold. After that, I never got better. I was going to the ER once a week for like a month. During this time, I lost a lot of weight really fast. I saw one GI doctor who was like, "Well, yeah, you have POTS. Here, try these nutrition shakes." The fuck? I saw a different GI doctor who, my mom has a friend from grad school who her daughter went through all the same stuff. I went to see the GI doctor that she had seen when she was younger. This woman, incredible. So she found that I had gastroparesis. I tried Reglan and erythromycin. Reglan sort of worked, but not enough. Erythromycin made me feel god-awful. Eventually, I lost a lot of weight. She had warned me in advance I might need a feeding tube. I did need a feeding tube. I got my first nasal tube placed. That is an entire story in and of itself, but I pulled the whole thing out within 12 hours. A week later, I was dying in the hospital with starvation ketosis. Placed another tube and that one stayed in, and that tube saved my life. And then recently I got a repeat gastric emptying scan. Surprise, it showed that I still have gastroparesis. Who would have fucking thought? And that's it. 7 club crackers almost took me out. That was my final meal. After that, I struggled for weeks to even drink like chicken broth until I literally almost kicked the bucket. So for everyone that asks how they decided I needed a feeding tube, I couldn't eat or drink almost anything. And I almost died before I actually got a tube. That's the story.